Just finished watching the movie The Wildling. I found it most enjoyable. I'm gonna make an attempt of reviewing this movie without spoiling it. It's centered around the fear of a girl, a family, and a town of creatures referred to as the Wildlings. While their description of their fear sounds reasonable because they're vicious creatures that will kill you, there is no evidence in the movie that the Wildlings are actually a threat to the human population. And so I see it as a very interesting juxtaposition, or comparison, fuck, I've got the right word. When we look at the human populations in comparison to wild beasts, it's the humans are actively trying to kill other animals. The other creatures in the movies and other wild animals are killing for survival or food, which is a little bit different from killing purely out of fear, or we see the human animals being randomly violent, bullying people, rape, and consuming products unnecessary, and just having wasteful parties of decadence. So who are the ones that are really dangerous, the creatures or the humans? And I kind of see this as a kind of a demonstration of human beings' tendencies to have a fear and a hatred of other things or people that remind us of our own flaws. I know within myself, I'm usually quite harsh and critical of people who have similar flaws and qualities that I have. And I tend to be more forgiving towards people who have flaws or issues I have that I've come to peace with, have resolved, or is in the process of resolving. And I find it so funny how I randomly picked this movie without knowing what the movie was really about, while I was undergoing through this ego burning of I was having hatred towards certain kinds of people, and then I realized, oh no, I have those qualities myself, and then I'm like, oh, it makes more sense for me to focus on resolving those issues than to waste my energy being angry towards people for having qualities that I myself do not have to resolve completely. So on a wider scale, I'm not sure if I'm being ironic by saying this, but on a wider scale, if we look at Middle Eastern or Islamic culture, and there's a lot of fear at the moment. The Middle Eastern culture is... even the Dalai Lama is afraid of Middle Eastern culture. He has a fear of the Dalai Lama. His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the self-proclaimed living God of Tibet, is afraid of Muslims destroying Europe. So... Of course, I could make a more detailed video about this. But on an objective level, yes, Middle East is more violent and less educated than Europe. Yes, that's objectively true. And if millions of people from the Middle East come over Europe, will there be problems? Yes, that is objectively true. However, the mind exaggerates these issues. The Middle Eastern region is more violent, largely because of the wars. Wars are largely caused by European imperialism. Not every European culture is imperialistic. Ireland, Switzerland, and Malta, of course, are the shining jewels of humanity. And these Middle Eastern cultures, the most violent ones, are usually they're usually at war. And the Middle East hasn't always been like that. Every so often, the Middle East is more wealthier and educated than Europe, and every so often, Europe is more wealthy and educated. So it's actually going back and forth. Maybe I'll make a presentation at some other time, because that's not kind of the point of this video. But the point I'm getting is the qualities the Middle Eastern culture has that Europeans and I guess Americans are afraid of are qualities that are also within European culture. And for some bizarre reason, lots of people think that we're over religious fundamentalism. No, we're winning. We're winning the cultural war against religious fundamentalists in Europe, but we haven't won it yet. And the violent tendencies have just been exported to another land. Still, the biggest threat to our safety is people we know, family members and friends. Not other people, not strangers. Statistically speaking, 90% of murders are people you know. 90% of rapes are people you know. It's people you know, people who are like you, people you are comfortable with, that are more likely to cause you harm than other people from other cultures or wild creatures. And while I'm in this rant, mice, right? Mice have no threat to us. Mice have a very, theoretically can spread disease. But lots of people have a fear of not mice, and when they see mice, they go bananas. Like, lots of people, oh, there's mice, it's like, they're tiny creatures. We're the most powerful creatures in the known universe. And there are people who are still frightened of mice and snakes and ants. Animals that have a theoretical threat to us, but in practical terms are not very threatening to us. If you have fear of mice and not smoking and alcohol, your values are backwards. Anyway, Wildling, very enjoyable movie. The tone and the themes of the movie evolved in a very short time, an hour and a half, and it was definitely helping me look in my inner Wildling and see, is there a way I can live in harmony with my wild self.